Welcome to the weekly Shiur of Zera Shimshon, Leil Shishi Parshas Mishpatim Chav Gimel Shvat Tavshim Pei Hey. Parshas Mishpatim, we have one of the most beautiful psukim in the whole Torah in Parshas Mishpatim about brachas that Yid can be zoicha to. The pasuk says here in Kapitel Chav Gimel, pasuk Chav Hey Chavav, Avadtem es Shem Elokeichem. You will serve the Eibishter. Hashem will bless your bread and your water. And Hashem will take away sicknesses. You'll have longevity, you'll have a long life. More than brachas in these psukim. I think this is appropriate pasuk to use to learn a piece of Zera Shimshon as a sefer misugel for bracha, for shefa, for all these haftachas that Hashem gives when we serve the Eibishter. Dr. Zera Shimshon here in the Ois Test will learn part of the piece. The pasuk says, "Uberech es lachmucha v'esmemecha." Hashem will bench your bread and your water. Loitia mishakela v'akara b'artzecha, and everybody will have children. There won't be any people that are akaras. And then it's mispayemecha male, and people will have long lives. Says the Zera Shimshon, Shalosh Havtachas Halalu. These three brachas of parnasa, of children, of long life, Hein by the Amarava B'Shilimite Cotton. These three correspond what Rava said. Banei Chaim Mazoina. Banei Chaim Mazoina, Loi B'Schusa Tali Milsa, Elaba Mazla Tali Milsa. These three don't depend on Schusim, they depend on Mazel. They depend on Mazel. Tosi says, don't think that means there's no point to daven for these things. There's no point to do anything in order to get them. No. It says Tosfos in the end of Shabbos, Dalidei is Chus Gadol Mishtana Mazel. You're right. A person that is born in a certain mazel, he'll have pranasa. If it's born in a different mazel, he won't have pranasa. Fact. The mazel controls. As I state, Ezra, famous Evan Ezra, writes, if he had such a bad mazel to make money, if he would sell tachrichem, nobody would die, and if he would sell candles, they'll stay light the whole night. That's just, he didn't have good mazel. But how do you change that? There is a way to change it. By a big schus, a schus gadol, and he can change the mazel. Schus gadol changes the mazel. And we say mazel tov by simchus. The pashto pshat is mazel tov. That's a simple translation. In the bracha mazel tov, have a good mazel. Good mazel. I think we spoke in the past, other pshat in what mazel tov means. Vakasha, the Kalnira, a very basic, fundamental question. This pasuk says, how do you get Bonach Chaim Zoina? How is Zoicha to Uberech es lachmucha v'esmemecha le'tia v'shekele v'akara as bisbay mechamale? The pasuk's mashma the v'schusa tali milsa. If you are mekayim v'adam v'shem elokeichem, then you'll get these three things. How's it stem? I thought these things are dependent on mazel. The mekan mashma the v'schusa dafke tali milsa. You keep the tachis. The afshe kosev v'adam v'shem elokeichem. Like mashma shiyeh zer leitzchus gadol. Don't look like it's chus gadol. You serve Hashem. Don't see anything outrageous, nothing major. Serve Hashem. Hashem will give you these three things. V'yishtimtus mit Rava's memory that Rava says these three things are dependent on mazel. It's like the Heilige Zera Shimshon. The Yisraelish Tigger Shtickle. Derech Hanama. The below is chus gadol. A person doesn't have a big schus, a mazel tali milsa, and therefore it depends on the mazel, and he won't be able to change it. But here we have a new trick, a new way to get around this mazel issue. What's that? Sha'af below schus gadol, even without a great schus, or below tanas hamazel, without changing the mazel, yeh lehem toivas halalu. You can still be zoicha to bona chaim zoina. How? Haina. If a person is in a mazel, that his mazonas are limited. Limited. He won't get a paycheck more than a certain amount. They are limited. Limited. What are aims to do? Hashem will bench those mazonas. Not a lot of mazonas. Okay. Hashem can make that little bit. Cause that he should be satiated, he should feel satisfied, won't need more. We're not changing the mazel, we're keeping the mazel. Paycheck small, but the paycheck will fill his needs. He won't need so much. There'll be no leaks, and no problem with the car, and no issues. Smooth ride. That can happen. How much panos will get? Okay, it's one thing, but how it will be used, that's something else. He'll be so satiated, he won't need to eat much. Eat, have enough. See, mamish, how beautiful it fits into the posture. If you serve the Eibishter, ubeirech es lachmecha, ve'es meimecha. Why does Hashem say ubeirech es alechem? Ve'Hashem yitein lecha lechem harbe. No, don't say that. Ubeirech es lachmecha, ve'es meimecha. The bread that's coming to you, the water that's coming to you, midekas of lachmecha, umeimecha dafke, your bread. Hashem will bench that bread. Shmamina sharat aloyma, oy se alechem shielefi mazlecha. Your bread that fits with your mazel, you didn't do anything so major to change the mazel. With the bracha of making talat, because lahava bracha. How's a person live longer than he's supposed to live? If a person is born in mazel, he should live X amount of years. What's going to happen when he serves Hashem? Doesn't say in the pasuk he'll live longer than he's supposed to. No, it means as mispei mechamale. What does that mean? He won't go down. He won't live less than he's supposed to live. If you're zoicha, then he lives longer. When it says a person will live longer than he's supposed to live, that is chusgadol. If you did that's one of tacha. Of course, a big mazel will change it. Even if he doesn't have a big schus, nevertheless, es means he'll live the years he's supposed to live. There's a tshuva in Moshe, talks about naming after somebody that passed away young. Moshe that says, just because he passed away young doesn't mean necessarily he had a bad mazel. These are the years that were allocated to him. If you're supposed to live longer and something happened to live less, that's a problem. But maybe these were the years. These are the years. Who said he's supposed to live more? It's not a chesaron necessarily. So it's not bad to name after. It's always a suffix. These were the years. These were the years. Rambam says, Ashremi, person that finishes his job in this world fast, goes there, what's a big deal? It's a big deal. That's the state in the Rambam. So here it says, if the person will be zoicha to this bracha, they shouldn't live less. Why? How does that work? Why would you think you should get less? Why do you think you should get less? A special bracha, if you serve Hashem, you won't get less. Says Zera Shimshon, as far as Reb Kiva, if you're zoicha, then he fills all his years. Why should he get less? Why do you have to have avtacha that he'll fill his years that he's supposed to get? Why would he get less? Right? Ein poichsin ela dafka mishaloi zacha. Yesh loima shaz Zera Shimshon interesting pshat. Shlepalmem adam mazik b'riyosei b'shoigig. A person eats too much cholesterol, and he eats things that are not healthy, and he's in a certain climate that's not good for him. Not good for him. The way his body's made, it's not healthy, and this should cause him to live less. It's in a place and there's fumes over there, and he inhales these fumes for years on end. Shoigig, man doesn't know. Things happen. Okay, things happen. Who said Hashem will protect him from these elements? Who said Hashem should save him from these things? This mispay mechamale is Hashem promises He'll save the person from all these external reasons that cause a person to live less, and he will live his full life. This mispay mechamale shishmereu me'ele amikrim haroib de lahashlim yamav. Aval mishaloi zacha. A person that's not zaycha, loy dai shleiyatzilu. A person not zaycha, not only Hashem won't protect him, ela adra puchsel mamish. Then if you mamish puchsel, person that's not roy, Hashem can take you off his life. After my Zoris, not some mikrim. Even if he is very careful and he tries mamash, he works out every single day and he does this, he eats careful mamash. Won't help. Garnish would help. Won't help. Today was the outside of the Manchester Rosh Hashiva, the Elter Feta, half Beis, Shvat. And we said it many times where he said before the Gulf War. They made a Sifa Manchester, Tafshin Nun Aleph, 1991. And they made a Sifa for his Iris. There was 3 speakers by that Sifa. All 3 of them are no longer with us. Rav of Manchester, Rav Stebel, Rav Segal, and Rav Matzisio came from Gateshead to speak. Rav Segal said like this: we say before a person takes a medication, there's a bracha or a yiratzon you say, Shtein Shachdarach. What's the yiratzon you say? Yiratzon shtei eisek zel refuah roif echinamata. So he said that remember the all talaisim was a whole scene. Why do you say she eisek zel refuah? This is askus. She trufas with this medication. I call it ASIC. He said, "Nein, it's not an ASIC. Nothing, doesn't do anything. It's an ASIC. You damn this ASIC. I'm doing it stadless, doing it askus. It's not a refuah. Hashem doesn't want it, won't be a refuah. Hashem can make this cause so many side effects, so many problems, and not heal. It's an ASIC. ASIC le refuah kroif chinamata. But if you dive into the Eibishter, you understand, recognize it from the Eibishter. The Eibishter is mashpia. Allah Shpas Toivas with Bona Chaim Zoinach asked Ali the Shekinah Bakalma comments Moshe Sayim. Sechus Yagan Aleinu. Good job.